And let's go for duress, see how it goes. Well, this will be interesting. I mean, let's go for this one. Our opponent already has the reanimation engine. They can get rid of this, so we will have to be ready. This will actually be very quick. Our opponent also ramps with this. Do we just go with Awaken? Yeah, let's go. If we can get rid of this treasure, it will help a little bit. And of course we can start milling, so maybe we can do the same. We're basically two reanimator decks right now, but let's make it work. What our opponent is doing on this turn, probably invasion I would guess, so they can discard one of the bad cards they probably have for the matchup and try to get more Zombifies and stuff. So this will be very rough matchup so far. Let's see what we mill. That will be kinda important. Like, we have options. And this can be a destroy creature effect. So maybe if they have one animation, we can just get rid of Gishaf. Or Sun's Avatar, as we like to call it. Galta already in the graveyard. Very, very scary stuff. Valgavoth, alright. With chapter 3 you can get rid of everything from our hand, so that's pretty nice. With Swamp we activate the whole hand. So this still will be a very scary turn. They will probably hit face, get a ton of dinosaurs, and we will have to work with it. So let's see how our opponent wants to make this turn. Collector's Vault. You know what, if we can get an extra turn, and there is a chance we will, this could be very nice. So I probably just go Valgavoth, honestly. With Valgavoth we can even block something. Ardyn is great, but we don't have anything in the graveyard, so let's just go with this. Yeah, and we can ambush. Man, this will be so good. And let's take, I don't know, Verge? We don't have a forest. Let's take a forest because we have some lands that require a forest. So, I mean, it might be good enough, honestly. Let's play it. We have double black for live or die. Yeah, honestly, I think this can work. The fact that it's an instant will really make a difference. So our opponent, of course, will reanimate on the next turn. And this will be a 7-6. Which is not a 9-9, right? You're a 9-9 Valgavoth. Yep. They will have all the mana of Collector's Vault and very good card selection, so we need to kinda out-tempo them. Here's the... oh, they went for the big guy. Okay, how many you have? How many? That's my only question. Alright, enough. They will swing, and they will regret it. Let's return Valgavoth from the graveyard and block this one so we can cast it for some life for free. And now we can get rid of... man, we reverse this game 100%. You like dinosaurs? Here they are. And we can also cast the... but this is actually kinda hilarious. Do we want to go for it? No haste, right? So I think we just swing. Obviously we probably won't hit too many dinosaurs from our deck. And yep. As expected, do we want Galta? It's what? Only 8 life. Honestly, 3. To be absolutely honest, the correct decision is not to not take it. Because this is not like a dinosaur deck, which is like prime reanimator right now, I believe. So Golgari should... okay, Zultai, sure. I think this was the right choice. We could go for Awaken, and I think this is nice. I don't want to fall behind, because this is a bit of a dead turn, you know? But if they play it, if they set it up, that means they are using it, and on the next turn we will be forced to answer a creature and not really answer this. And they will get value. I don't want them to get value. Finder is always amazing. However, we are milling some cards. We miss, so we don't have a creature, unfortunately. That means we are playing the Mortuary. We get the creature in the graveyard. We can discard the... Okay. We got this. We could even Bitter Triumph. What do you do exactly? The next creature will get a counter. So they need to play a creature. This could be Genova deck. Listen, I'll give them this counter. So they are happy about it. Especially that this might die on its own. So I want to see what they will do. I'll take 3 damage. I'll take everything to play at the end step. Because we have insanely devastating plays. Especially if they tap out. Okay, that's fine. Not the biggest deal. It might be relevant after the game is over. Oh, and they're playing a bit of a domainish game plan. So we can get rid of Ardyn already and reanimate it. No, we just go Kotis. I can go for chapter 3 and discard this. Do we have a land? We have a land. You know what? Let's go like this for now. I want to have clear board. And check the priority. Alright, there is nothing. Okay, so now we discard this. We get the land. A nice land, please. Now we go Zombify. We get this. This goes to combat phase. Gets no. We get our stuff. Our stuff is way cooler than yours. And now we steal 5 cards, 5 life gain, and of course this has menace. Oh, without paying mana, cause of course. I mean, I'll take it. I have basics in my land, so I will gladly take them. Which means we can play the surveillance. So our board looks way better right now. And I will go for Valgavoth in the graveyard. I'm always considering they might exile the graveyard. There's so much, the graveyard hate here. Alright, they're kinda doing the same thing that we are. Virtue of Persistence. We have answers for it, but not yet. Not at the moment. So we will go for... I think our Reanimator deck is stronger, man. We can kill Yuna, of course. But do we go for the Verge? I think we need as much mana as possible just to make sure we can make all the plays. We don't need the bargain, right? We just go Valgavoth. Let's go. Those are so tempting, man. But Valgavoth is a little bit better, I feel. Let's go, tiny Valgavoth. Show them what you have. We can swing call and get rid of Yuna. That's probably something we will do anyway, right? Probably because it's most likely lethal. I didn't count, but I bet it's lethal. Is it lethal to... Yeah, this is absolutely a lethal. And we can play Yuna after our opponent survives, and we can reanimate our stuff with Yuna. I think it's better. I honestly think it's better. Well, especially if we draw 2. We can also discard later one of the creatures, so we can hit a land in case we don't draw it naturally. So far, I mean, it's, kinda good. We would love to see some chunky creatures on our opponent's side, so we can, target. That's honestly perfect. This is exactly the type of chunky creature I wanted to see. So we go again. Let's go again. This seems to be working so far. Let's get rid of the Preacher. We played the land. This is also a surveillance, which is pretty nice. This goes to the graveyard. That's the place for Ardyn, the Usurper. And we can actually start doing stuff on the next turn. With Double Bitter Triumph, they cannot break the combo, at least not with single bat. So far... Well, they are putting a lot of pressure, not gonna lie. Like, every turn we need to react to what our opponent is doing. Live or Die, of course, can be cast on the next turn. So our opponent, if they don't take Live or Die, and I draw a land, I can cast it. Yep, they're scared, they know it's a little bit too much. And they are going for another bat, but that means they cannot remove Double Bitter Triumph. So we can start breaking the combo. Man, those Awaken, the Honor Death are just perfect. So, what do we get? We Kotis in the graveyard. And we get back the Palace. So we have a land for this turn and we can get into 5. I mean, I'll take it. And of course we keep milling. Awaken. Kotis can be very interesting here. It's indestructible. Or we can just take the stuff. The towers. This is an interesting choice. Having this in the board And having this in the board feels so cool. Let's go. I want to see how, what will happen. The Fangkeeper is a very threatening card. They might have exile effect. They might have like bounce effect. So, I'm not sure if it sticks. But it has also indestructible. So if they have any conventional removal, it will stay in the board and start doing potentially some cards. Swing. We're at 20, so we have a little bit of time before we need to react to this. And is that Kaito already? We have Bitter Triumph and Awaken, so we have 2 answers to Kaito. Here it is, so they will probably use the stun counter on Kotis, which is interesting because that means we are not losing it, it's just delayed. And because we can answer Kaito, this could be a really nice situation. So do we want a creature from the graveyard? We cannot reanimate anything on this turn. So we could get rid of this and get Ardyn. I don't think. Maybe next time. Maybe the next one. I honestly think we're in a decent spot here. We can Awaken the Dead. Is that a Spell Pierce? That was priority on a single point of mana, so it's either cut down or spell pierce. Usually it's cut down, but I wouldn't.
Don't worry, I've got an exit strategy.
I wouldn't cross the option of a spell pierce here, and I will still let them untap with Bitter Triumph. We have 2 of them, so probably we can hit something. Our opponent has pretty low on mana, only 4, so they probably still need to make a play. And don't forget, the time is ticking, because Kotis will end up at some point and reign terror over this game. We probably want to care about those Bitter Triumphs. Nope. Bait harder, because they can answer Kaito as one of the few cards. We already used triple Awakened on our dead, so we cannot, count on more. Interesting. Okay, what would happen if I pay 3 life and try to kill it? Okay, so they will probably play the bat on the next turn. This is interesting. Very interesting situation. And we can have enough mana for Ardyn normally. So I will play this land. And don't forget, on the next turn we already have Kotis. I think they expect us to play this into a counter spell. And we are not doing it. Like, they cannot hold the mana forever. They need to make plays. So unless they play something at the end step, well, this is a pretty good play at the end step. So they could shuffle it if they invest some mana. Interesting. Or we can just try to kill it right now. We need to do it now before the counter is put into Kotis. Now they cannot sacrifice it, because there is no creature with a stun counter. So they will buy a little bit of time. They still need to make a play. If they go for the bat, that forces us to play it. Alright. You got it. To be honest, I kinda want to go for Kotis. If they don't have another answer to this, like, this will completely take over the game. Also, if they counter it, okay, I'll take it. Like, they have tons of cards that can be played with this card, so very quickly we should start hitting stuff. We have already 7 mana, so we can just go for Ardyn as well. So let's discard this. Man, Awaken did so much during this game, and let's go Ardyn. They only have two cards remaining. Oh, we lack 1 mana. It's fine, we'll get there. Let's hit. This is kinda important. Let's see what we hit. Like, even hitting removal is already pretty good, because we can solve the bat. So I'm pretty hopeful about this one. And next turn, if we draw a land, we play Ardyn. If we draw anything else, we play anything else. Alright? Give me my cards. Give me my cards. Well, that were 2 horrible hits. So far, it's one of the... well, I guess they have Kaito as well. Let's see, they can try to go with the Reef. Alright, Preacher. Okay, so they're racing. Let's go, let's go. Land from the top, but we have a Forest, which was a consideration during the deck building. And let's see. Ardyn in the board. We could take... man, we can even take the Bat and see their hand. We can take Kotis, which will be absolute menace. Man, I love all of those cards. Or we can just make another creature with lifelink. Death Touch lifelink. This could be... well, I think it's bad. Just because... well, we have lifelink on everything, right? If they could remove Ardyn, they would already do so, so they probably don't have removal. I will take Preacher because it creates another creature. And I want to make sure that this Reef cannot do much. Alright, so that was the idea. I see how it is. I see how it is. We can just do it, well, not really, because this one is disabled forever. We have a 4-4. Right, they will just block with Preacher, so let's chill for a moment. Well, that was definitely a very good play against Ardyn to counterspell the ability. But we can make it work probably, because we have a lot of bombs in this deck. And we can block every creature because Kotis is indestructible. They cannot attack with Tidebinder because then they lose it. If they attack with Preacher, then we block with Ardyn, probably, unfortunately, and we trade 1 for 1. Not amazing, but something we probably will have to do. And even if they attack with Reef, that basically taxes their whole mana. So I think, yeah, I think this is okay. They will draw the card, which is the painful part. I think they should attack with Bat, to be honest, but maybe they are preparing for block. Okay. In all honesty, Milling can help us. I think we have to block like this. This is pretty good. We trade 1 for 1. We could draw removal for this and reactivate Ardyn, but they will draw so many cards before we get there that I don't think it's worth it. And now, I mean, they are probably forced to block something. Valgavoth. Something I kinda hoped for, but we still need 1 more mana, which is awkward. Can I play land with this? Cast any number of spells. that's an awkward wording. Can they win the game with this Reef? I think we swing, because they will probably block with probably a Bat, I would guess. So we get at least some value. Obviously a bit of an awkward draw on this particular turn, because this is the only non-land card that we cannot play. Well, the Bat is pretty good here, and they still have 4 mana for the Reef. We can force them to block with Tidebinder, but they are pressuring our life total. So let's see the next card. It will be kinda important. If we hit, for example, Ardyn, it's probably good game. They are fully tapped, they are going full aggro mode, and they... okay, I thought this one can attack, because they will deal 7 damage and we are at 8. So we literally need to draw something that is meaningful on this turn. We have tons of cards, all Zombify, Live or Die, Ardens, every single one of those cards will probably win the game. Bargain. I'm not sure if that's good enough. They cannot counter anything, so let's just take this mana. Alright, I mean, maybe? Maybe? They probably cannot... oh my god. Literally 0 options draw. Well, that is probably the worst draw we could get. And we are dead with this, right? We need to draw cards from our opponent. Like, this is literally the way to not get anything. Oh, this is so painful. And we are against the fastest, basically, aggro deck. So very scary stuff. I think we'll just cycle Lantern with the Vault. I don't think we can invest 2 mana into it, because we are under so much pressure. We need to go really quickly, because we need to start life gaining as soon as possible. Those mentors will actually be bigger than Valgavoths. At least the one... Well, this is definitely not the type of draw I want for this situation. This is good, but this was good on this turn. I guess we wouldn't have mana for it. So do I want it? I think it's too slow. I think we need more stuff. And of course we can use Collector's Vault. So we can literally reanimate Valgavoth on the next turn while they are attacking. I hope it will be fast enough so the mentor isn't like the biggest, but you can already see that those creatures grow like absolute crazy. It's already 10-10 in stats and we are on turn 3. Oh boy, those are all the decisions for this turn. So of course we get rid of Valgavoth. We have untapped land, which is super important. If we didn't have untapped land, we would lose the game already. And let's go for this one. Alright, ambush is our hope to survive this crazy turn. They might play something that amplifies all the creatures. This is honestly fine. As long as something doesn't have too much impact instantly, we are kinda fine. I hope they won't get to 9-9. Oh my god, can you please chill with 1 mana creatures? Like they are getting to the threshold, but it's not here. It's not here. Alright. That's good. Valgavoth, come to the rescue because we are in some serious trouble. Let's go. That should help a little bit. And we go for the mentor, right? Because it grows. This one grows, but a little bit slower. That was absolutely terrifying hit. And that was everything you need to win against the best deck of the format. This is a super nice card, but it's too early, not on really curve, and we don't have creatures to reanimate, so we need to do a little bit different stuff. What do we need here? Maybe we just shoot the Sheriff. It's not a bad card, but it's the card that we can live without, and I'm not sure if we can live without the rest. Let's go Vault. Vault is absolutely safe in the board against mono black, and it seems to be mono black discard. So we will have to work for it, but maybe when they force us to discard, we just go Valgavoth. Alright, this should be nice. They might have exile effects. So this can be a little bit risky, but with the Vault we should get there anyway. And we also have Ardyn, so we are... This is getting nice. This deck can have strategic betrayal to exile your graveyard, so that's why you need to be a little bit aware of it. And we could already start doing the shenanigans. So we can get Valgavoth already in the board. But they will make potentially the token. So they will have triple permanent, so they can kill it. So I think it's better to just literally go Bitter Triumph. We can still potentially go for the play. And I will pay life just to make sure that we have something in the hand in case they exile our graveyard. Do some, crazy stuff. Let's activate it right now in case we draw a tapped land. For example, the Maze. You know what? With Bargain we can get rid of it right now. Let's go like this. This could be nice draw. I'll take it. This card is so versatile that you kinda cannot go wrong with it. So okay, that's good for our opponent. So I expected the Graveyard Exile with Strategic Betrayal, so that means they got duress and they hit the other part. Momentum Breaker. Alright, you got your fun. We probably will have to hit Bandit Talent then, because this will clock us and we won't have a way to get enough cards. So we will try. We can still cycle cards, but of course we have to discard them, so it's not as great, unless we want to reanimate whatever we draw. So a little bit on the rough side, our opponent definitely got our game plan very well here. They will pay 5 mana to draw a card, which seems that they are a little bit out of gas right now. So we will mill some cards. Yeah, I don't think there's point because we burn the treasure to make a treasure. Alright. This is kinda nice. We need a bit of a setup, but we can make it work. If we hit Zombify, we could still hit it on this turn. So let's try. Not a Zombify. So we will force our opponent to play another discard. It cannot be duress because it will miss. It's a duress, it will miss. So they wasted the card just to know what we have, which is really nice for us. And how much mana? We have 6 mana. Do we have Kotis? No, we have Valgavoth. We could try just playing those creatures, man. What a funny situation. Or we can just play a land and I'm not sure how to play this. We could go for Valgavoth. There is a chance we just play it. No, I think we just go with this, honestly. We decline. We kinda have everything we need. So we will first see the card if that's a Zombify, because of course then we probably will win the game. If not, we just play the land and, you know, go again. This card has some issues with, you know, closing the game if they don't have those bandit talents. So let's see what our opponent is trying to do. They probably don't have a play here. I think it's just Momentum Breaker holding priority, potentially Edict. Alright, we got Kotis. This is something we could play on this turn, to be honest. We need to burn all of our treasures, so you know what? I think instead we get rid of this and we set up for Ardyn on the next turn. We need 8 mana for it. So let's play it. Now our opponent should see what's coming, but we also get a nice survey, so maybe we can make a top deck also winning the game, while also Ardyn can win the game. So we will see, we'll see. Well, you know what? This could be okay. They probably don't have too many sacrifice effects. It could just be momentum breakers, so they have 4 of them in the deck. So let's see. Okay. I play Ardyn. What happens now? Do I get my zombie warrior that looks like a snake? Here we go. No, no, no. We get our stuff. So this is a 5/5 indestructible menace lifelink. This has a lot of keywords, and we are back to 20. And our opponent now needs to solve 2 different creatures. Man, single hit, and they are completely out. I hope it was fun to see Ardyn absolutely taking over the game with Kotis, and this is probably one of the most fun like duos, because the fact that it gets amplified to a 5/5 with this type of effect that basically lets you play 5 cards potentially from your opponent's library is absolutely devastating. You have seen in the game, I think that was the last one, the mono black one, we were able to cast all 5 cards and our opponent left because we could discard like 5 cards from them. So this type of effect is absolutely hilarious. On top of lifelink, and indestructible is like perfect synergy because it's a 5/5, but it has menace, so very hard to block, and indestructible, so generally your opponent cannot you know, answer it easily. There are a lot of anti-reanimator cards right now in the standard, so that's definitely one of the weaknesses of the deck. And guess what? We are playing one ourselves, because as you have seen, we have met some dinosaurs, and I decided that Lantern is nice. You can also play Cease and Desist. Have a look that we have quite a lot of 2-drops, so 1-drop felt way more, you know, right for this deck. And Live or Die is one of your ways to, you know, cheat your opponent completely, ambush them with Valgavoth. It's a little bit worse with Ardyn because of course you need combat phase for this full effect, but even Kotis is kinda nice because you can block something with indestructible, you are not losing it, then you can swing, attack your opponent, and hopefully go for the throat from their deck or something and start taking over the board a little bit. With Rakshasas Bargain and Awaken the Honor Dead and Vault, you have pretty decent you know, time discarding your cards and getting them into the graveyard. So with Bargains, of course, you take Zombifies and Live or Die, and you get rid of all the creatures into the graveyard. The mana base is pretty steady. With Surveillance, you can kinda get everything in the graveyard or in hand, depending on the type. So I'm pretty happy with this one. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was fun to watch. Really appreciate you watching it, you know, until then. So I hope you had great fun. And thank you to all the patrons that help us make this content. You guys are absolutely awesome, and we couldn't do it without you. So really thank you. And I think that's enough for today. We will have more tomorrow, so make sure to subscribe, and see you guys tomorrow.